Hi, my name's Rosie and I have ulcerative colitis. I've decided to make this video just to kind of raise awareness of what colitis is because a lot of people don't know, so this is just basically to inform people of what it is and also to maybe help anyone that's recently been diagnosed. I noticed that when I was first diagnosed there was not a lot online about it. The doctors kind of handed me a leaflet and went, "There you go, good luck, you got this for life." I think it's useful to have someone to listen to or speak to who's been through the exact same experiences that you have. I'm here to just kind of talk about it, raise awareness, and answer some questions that you've asked me through my Instagram story. Thanks for that. Very, very pleased that people actually replied to that. So yeah, let's give it a go. Ulcerative colitis is an inflammatory bowel disease. It's in the kind of same family of Crohn's disease. The difference between the two diseases is that Crohn's disease affects the whole digestive system, which is horrendous, and then ulcerative colitis just infects the large colon. Symptoms of ulcerative colitis can include abdominal pain, diarrhea, blood, mucus, all in the one bowel movement, weight loss. I get mouth ulcers quite a lot because of it, because I get run down really easily. Anemia. I think I have low iron, but I don't have anemia. Yeah, there are multiple symptoms, but those are just a few. So I first got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis back in 2016. I just started at a new performing arts college where I was studying musical theatre, and a couple months in, I was finding that I was in a lot of pain, and there was a lot of diarrhea. And I was noticing there was a little bit of blood. But silly me, didn't really think too much about that, which was stupid, until it was my birthday, and the pain was absolutely terrible. And then the next day we woke up and I was screaming. I couldn't bear the pain anymore. So we went to the hospital. I was in for about a week, and that's where they diagnosed me with ulcerative colitis, which I'd never heard of in my life. So terrifying, especially since they told me that it was something I was going to have for the rest of my life and there was no cure and I would have to be on medication every single day. Which for a 20-year-old girl was a lot. It was a lot. It was scary, sad. It was horrible. So doctors kind of let me go with some medicine and said, "Here's a leaflet on it, good luck." And I was like, So I went online and I found the Crohn's and Colitis page on Facebook, and read some of their stuff and saw that there were a few celebrities with the same condition as me, and I was like, oh, that's good. So I'm not this isn't like going to ruin my life completely. I thought this was going to be it. I was going to be so restricted, which I am. I am massively restricted, but it was inspiring to see other people talking about it because I'd never heard of it. I didn't actually really know anybody that had it. Well, I didn't think I knew anybody that had it, but it turns out my uncle has it, and there's a few other people that I know that have it. But yeah, there was nobody really to talk to about it, if you know what I mean. There's this whole stigma of, oh, that's poo. They're talking about poo and toilets and bums and oh, poo. Yeah, there's this massive stigma, which is starting to now kind of be broken a little bit, which makes me happy. Woo! All about breaking the stigma. I talk about my bowels and poo all the time now. Quite freely, don't give a shit, quite literally. I watched Amy Dowden's The Strictly Star. I watched her documentary on the BBC, and she has Crohn's, and she was raising awareness of Crohn's and colitis and showing people what it's really like. And I just felt very, very inspired. So I thought I would make a video, a little Q&A, to kind of tell people about my experience if they were interested, which a lot of you said you were, which was really nice. So yeah, let's answer some questions. I'll try my best. I might just spraff a lot of crap, but So people were asking really, what is it? I've already told you. That's covered. So my colitis is mainly triggered by stress. If I've been overdoing things and, you know, not really taking any time to chill out, my body starts to go into panic mode, and that usually triggers my flare-ups. This causes ulcers in my bowel to form, which narrows the passageway, obviously. So yeah, the ulcers kind of like get bigger and sometimes they pop, which is an explanation for the blood and the mucus. It causes excruciating pain. Excruciating. I can't even tell you. My mum's friend has it, and she was saying the only way she can describe the pain is that it's the closest pain she's ever felt to childbirth, which isn't nice. So yeah, that'll give you a bit of an idea. If you've had children, then that'll give you a bit of an idea. My most recent flare-up started in March, and it's only just finished in August, September time there. That was the longest flare-up I've ever had. That's like several months worth of just diarrhea, blood, mucus, agonising pain. This time around I was on the floor screaming for many days, and the hospital kind of being like you've been on steroids and your steroids haven't cleared it up, so this ain't good. So I've had a lot of MRIs this year, and colonoscopies and tests and consultations just to try and figure it out. Other triggers for it might be food. We've discovered recently it could be food, which I was completely in denial about for the first 2 years that I was diagnosed with it. I was like, nah, I can eat whatever I want. Please don't tell me I need to restrict my diet. But this year we've found that eating a bit better and restricting my diet to certain things has actually helped a bit. It helped me recover. I had an appointment with a dietitian, and she basically went through everything that I can and can't have. I've come to the decision by myself that I can no longer drink alcohol. Ooh. I'm still going to drink it, but only for like really special occasions. Like next year I've got a couple of weddings coming up and just things like that. Yeah, alcohol does not do good things for me. I've found over the years, I truly pay for it the next day, and not just a hangover, like spending many times at the toilet. Yeah. So that's kind of what it is. A lot of you were also asking me how it affects my life, my day-to-day life. As I've just said, I have to kind of watch what I eat now. Nothing spicy, no fruits that have got pits or stones in them. I have to put a limit on the amount of caffeine I have. Obviously not eating cakes all the time, which is the hardest one to get over for me. When I'm in remission, when I'm like feeling better, it's mainly like diet that I have to kind of watch out for, and I also have to make sure that I don't overdo things. I don't overbook myself. I need to take some time out for myself as well. Yeah, when I'm in a flare-up, I miss a lot of things. I have to completely kind of either stop or completely slow down with my life, because the stress of I'm a worrier. I'm the biggest worrier in the world, and I find that for example, in my old job, I would go in with a flare-up feeling completely unwell, but I would be feeling so stressed that I was missing work and letting them down that it would make it worse. So I'd have to go in, and then I'd be stressed because I'm in, and then if I was off, I'd feel stressed that I'm off and letting people down, which would then, it was just a vicious cycle, something that needed to be broken. And yeah, it wasn't great. I've only noticed this year how much it has affected my mental health. I think it's mainly down to being in lockdown for many months, and also for the whole of lockdown, like the whole duration, I had a flare up and it just wasn't going away. There was a few weeks that I just didn't leave the house at all, not even to go on a walk with my mum and dad and the dogs. I just couldn't leave the house. I wasn't getting dressed properly. I ended up with a urine infection. I just wasn't drinking enough water. I was in a really bad way. My mum, my dad, my family, my friends, my boyfriend, they were all incredibly worried about me. I don't know. I think it was because I was so cut off, and also because it felt like I was getting help from a consultant, but I don't know, I just couldn't understand why it wasn't getting better. I'm still not sure as to why it lasted so long. Maybe because of how I was eating, but even then I don't think I was eating too terribly during lockdown. Yeah, it was just a bad time. I think mentally it can really, really affect you, and that was the first time that I was like, shit, this isn't good. Another question was, how can family and friends help? Good question. If I could ask anything, is my friends and family just to be patient with me, to understand that I'm not just being a drama queen, because I'm not. It feels literally like when I have a flare up, like somebody's tearing the insides of my bowel with a knife and twisting it along like that. I have in the past known people to call me a drama queen behind my back, which was really gutting. It made me really, really sad, because those people know me quite well. That was a horrible, horrible blow. A lot of the time I feel like people think I'm making it up. Like, even when I first went into the hospital before I was diagnosed, and I was talking to the doctor, and they were like, well, you seem fine now. And I was like, I've just been in your A&E lying on the floor in agony, not able to stand, and you tell me I look fine. I went to A&E during lockdown, and I know because of COVID they're trying to keep people in the hospital to like a minimum. But I went in, and it was a day that I'd been screaming. I was actually crying out for my mum. It was that bad. And the doctor came in, and because at that moment I wasn't having like a flash of pain, I was just kind of sitting normally and talking to him. He was like, you look well. I'll just send you off with some paracetamol. I can't even tell you how horrible it is for people to belittle your illness like that. It was heartbroken. It was horrible. So yeah, I don't make it up. It is the worst thing. Anyone who's got it will tell you how horrible it is. Oh no, I'm crying. For anyone who's been diagnosed and finding it hard for people to understand what you're going through, I understand. I believe you. I believe about the pain. Just because we look alright on the outside doesn't mean we're alright in the inside. I think that's the issue with a lot of chronic illnesses. It's people make assumptions and they really shouldn't. You don't know what's going on with people at all. I believe you. Patience and to listen. I think those are the only things I ask of my friends and family, because otherwise it's pretty lonely. If you don't have anyone to listen to you, or if no one believes you, it's pretty sad. Pretty sad. Yes, be patient and listen, and be understanding if your friend can't make it because they're having to visit the toilet 20 times a day like I was a few months ago. That's fine. My friends are pretty wicked. They are completely used to it now. I always talk about poo and blood and the bowel movements, and they're very open about it, and they love to hear how I'm getting on. And they were very supportive, especially this year when I was really, really, really sad. Yeah, I'm very blessed in the fact that I have great friends who completely understand if I'm not well, that I can't make things. And I have a very, very loving and understanding boyfriend who I can't thank enough for putting up with me during this time. He's seen me through maybe like 3 flare-ups since we've been together, and we've only been together for like just over 2 years. So that's a lot. That is a lot to deal with, especially when he started going out with me. It was like a few weeks in, I was like, right, sit down, we need to talk about something. He deals with it so well, and he's very supportive and caring. I'm very lucky. Didn't think I'd get emotional. Stop crying. So yeah, that's kind of all he's wanted to know, is what is it, how does it affect my life, and how would you like your friends and family to help? I just want people to know, if they've just been diagnosed, that welcome to the community. We are a community. I'm always happy to answer any questions or queries that you have. It's pretty tough trying to figure out yourself, but once you do, you're flying, you're fine. I am lucky enough not to have severe colitis. The worst that could happen is that if it got really severe, I could end up with a stoma bag. There is also always the risk of complications of bowel cancer or sepsis, which is shit, really shit, scary, really scary. But luckily, just now my colitis is mild, classed as mild, so I'm lucky enough not to have a stoma bag yet, but if that has to happen in the future, that has to happen. The Amy Dowden documentary said that they were speaking to a specialist, and they were saying that they're hoping to have a cure for Crohn's in the next 2 years, which is incredible, so exciting. So we'll just see what happens. But it's going to be okay. You're going to be fine. It's going to be a lot of shit. Sorry for the pun, but there's going to be a lot of shit thrown your way. And you just have to ride with it, I'm afraid. Yeah, if anybody else has any more questions or would like me to talk about this a little bit more, that would be really awesome. Sorry for like the low quality camera. I'm having to do this on my laptop because I'm not rich and don't have a proper rich camera. I hope this was okay. I kind of spraffed as per usual. I panic. There's nobody in the room, but I'm panicking. If you'd like to hear more or learn more or have any more other questions, I'm happy to answer them. You can comment below or send me a message. I'll link my social medias below as well if you want to contact me that way. Thank you for listening to me and watching me have a little bit of an emotional moment and a bit of a rant about people being horrible sometimes. Thanks. I hate that I just did that. Bye.